Good damn afternoon, Americans. Jericho Green here with you once again. Make sure you get over to jerichogreen.net. Get that monthly sub, $3.99 a month, exclusive access to my videos before anybody else. And this video is sponsored by Noble Gold. Now, taperings, a word that's being used a lot right now, isn't it? It's a Fed code word for taking money from your pocket. But the Fed owes over $30 trillion. Stop your money being taken by creating a precious metal IRA or 401k with Noble Gold. They're giving away a free 5-ounce solid silver America the Beautiful bullion coin with each qualifying plan you start this month as a thank you. Call 877-646-5347 or visit noblegold.com. So, a couple things going on. You remember the the ghost of fake ass hate crime hoax past, don't you? Well, one of those ghosts is named Bubba Wallace. Why does that name sound familiar, Jericho? Well, I'll tell you. Because Bubba Wallace, if you remember, I think it was last year, he was the victim of a terrible race-based hate crime. It's awful. I don't even see how this man recovered to be able to return back to racing after such an awful event took place in his face and in his place of work. So last year he was made famous, infamous, however you see it, because he went back to his garage, garage after a race, and there was, dun, 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 a noose hanging from the garage door. So, of course, NASCAR, it's a bunch of country white folks that love that sport, so it must have been true. Somebody made a noose, which we're all good at, and hung it on there and said, "Get the fuck out of here, boy." Hey! Right? 2020, that's what we're dealing with. Turns out, guys, that was a bunch of bullshit. Because he is a student of Schmolier University. He took a course in how to fake a hate crime, and here we go. I shouldn't say he faked it, but he definitely overreacted and acted like a little bitch and made people who share his skin color look weak. So it turns out that some evil, maniacal, snidely whiplash, fucking mustache twirling Klan member did not hang a noose from the garage. You know what it was, guys? Think of the stupidest fucking thing it could be. And I guarantee you the real reason, or what it really was, will be stupider than that. I guarantee it. Yes, guys, it was a rope used to pull the garage door down. Apparently somebody or some bodies had trouble reaching it to close it up and lock it at night. So they took a rope and put it on there so it would be easier to grab and pull down to secure the facility. It wasn't David Duke revisited. We weren't redoing the 20s, 30s, 40s, and 50s. Somebody put it on there so they could pull the door down easier. Guys, the FBI got involved. The Federal Bureau of Investigation got involved because somebody may or may not have found a noose. Now, all the movies I've seen with the FBI in it, they were never investigating no fucking rope hanging from a rich guy's job. But here we are. Why am I talking about Bubba Wallace? Because, guys, not only did he bounce back from such a horrific experience, I mean, it was really terrible. Not only did he bounce back from that, but he became, guys, are you sitting down? He became the first black person to win a major NASCAR circuit since some other black guy did it first in 1963. That's right, guys. We are celebrating second place. The second person to do something. Even if we were celebrating the fact that he was the first person. Who gives a shit? But who gives a shit even more that somebody else already did it? You see, stuff like this, it not only makes black folks look weak, it makes black folks look like they are impressed by unimpressive shit. Who gives a half a fuck that Bubba Wallace, who is half black, let's stop discounting 50% of somebody's DNA makeup, shall we? We don't do that with anything else except abortion. My body, my choice. The guy has no say, even though he made the whole reason for this conversation possible. So Bubba Wallace is the first black man, half black, to win I think it's called the Yellowwood, like not Yella. I'm not making fun of it. It's actually YELLA, Yellowwood circuit, whatever. I don't know a lot about NASCAR, but apparently it's major, and he's the first person who's lower on the color chart to do it since 1963, because somebody else already did that shit. We are impressed by unimpressive shit. It's like a child, my son, 5.5. He is blown away that I can pull a quarter from behind his ear. Blown away. He's in the mirror looking behind his ear. He's checking my hands. Daddy, how'd you do that? Do it again. That's us. Or they're trying to make us that way. An adult wouldn't be impressed by that. They would know how the trick's done. But apparently we're still childlike because we are impressed by somebody doing something for the second time. Anyway, so on to some more bullshit. Playboy, huh, fellas? We've all found a sun-bleached Playboy outside. I remember finding one with my next door neighbor, Leo, my boy. We found one in an old boat outside. You found them where you could. Playboys. We didn't know what a woman's body looked like. We didn't know what we were looking at. But we knew somewhere deep down inside, we admired the photography. So it's a magazine dedicated to naked women. Tastefully done. They do have good articles. I haven't read a Playboy in a really long time, wife, because I know you're watching this. I don't read them anymore. But it's a magazine, and we all know it's dedicated to naked women. 9.999 times out of 10, who enjoys photographs of naked women? Straight men do, because nature and all that shit, right? Most men enjoy naked women. And I would say 100% of the men who buy Playboy magazines enjoy naked women because it's about naked women. But you got it all wrong, guys, because we don't live in the regular world anymore. We've fallen down the rabbit hole where now they are putting men on the cover of Playboy magazine. I know boy is in the title. And if you didn't know, if you were living under a rock for the last 75, 80 years, however long that magazine's been out, maybe you wouldn't know that. Maybe you'd be fooled by the name. I know it has boy in the name, but Playboy is a type of man, and that man usually has a lot of women. So it's a magazine for straight men to enjoy photos of naked women. But now that we've fallen down the rabbit hole, where up is down, down is up, and men, apparently they want us to be women because they put the first gay man on the cover of Playboy magazine. How fucked up is that? As teenagers and adolescents, we got to look at beautiful naked women, and the adolescents of today got to look at some dude. They got to look at somebody with a lump in front. What? Lumps only belong in sugar form and upside your head. They do not belong in Playboy magazine, but that's where we are. So on the cover, I don't know if it's the latest cover or what, but on the cover of Playboy magazine, hold on, let me turn up the AC in here because it's a scorching 72 degrees. On the cover of Playboy, they have a dude now. And of course, this dude supports and advocates for, you got it, certain Black Lives Matter. You see how they do that? It's the Voltron effect. I've talked about this before. Their causes are so weak on their own that they have to hitch them and attach them to each other to build this giant SJW monster that we now must deal with. What the fuck? Fellas, they expect us to become women. Are you down for that, guys? You want to just tell your woman, hey, step aside. I got to go out and find me a handful of dick. You guys willing to do that? You willing to play the little spoon? Because that's what they want. Why else would you put a man on the cover of a magazine that is famous for only one thing, and that's naked women? Are men supposed to open this magazine and go, all right, well, I'll give it a shot? You grab your favorite lubricant and go to town. That's what you're supposed to do. That's why they put this dude in a magazine that up until now has only had women. What else are we supposed to surmise from this? Fellas, I guess we got to switch teams. That's what they want. Why? Why? The question to so many of these stupid ass situations is why? Why do you feel the need to put a man on the cover of a nudie magazine for straight men? Unless you're trying to convert or change the opinion of something. This is the beginning. I've talked to my brother about this and I agree with him. This is one of the things we do agree on socially. Is that this acceptance of all this weird shit and boys or girls, and now nudie magazines got dudes in them, but they used to have chicks in them. This is all getting down to one thing. They want to normalize pedophilia. They want to one day have it to where, because you know they always say, it's just love. Why will you be against somebody being in love? Loving someone. We all deserve love. That's the Trojan horse. Of course, any decent person wants love for their fellow man, wants to experience love for themselves. But that is a Trojan horse. So of course, this gay dude attaches himself to Black Lives Matter because gay rights are civil rights, just like it was for black folks. It's the same thing. They've gone through the same thing black folks have in this country. It's the same. I've said before, I know this transgender person who says that being called queer is the same as a black person being called the N-word. And they said that with a straight face. And I don't mean they the way they want me to say they, but in proper English, that's what they meant. With a straight face. I know, ridiculous. Try to wipe that single drop of anger blood that's coming out of your nose. Now, what I'm about to do is pick my son up from school. Normally, I'd be picking up both of my kids, but my daughter starts her sign language class today, and it just so happens she jammed her finger playing tetherball yesterday, so sign language class should be fun. I will have a treat for her when she comes, when I pick her up, because I'm sure she is going to be so traumatized that she had to do sign language class with a bum finger. But you know how it goes. I try to be done with the left, but they just won't let me. Please subscribe, hit that notification bell, because every time it rings, a piece of shit lefty cries. Utilize the Linktree link. Get onto JerichoGreen.net. I am Jericho Green. Man, I'm out.